start the second and third periods. This is Chauncey Billups working outside. He'll be a key man in the series. And this is Wallace hitting on his first shot.
Plus to score, and they need Chauncey Billups to score points.
Here's Malone on a fadeaway, but O'Neal is there for the putback over Ben Wallace.
You want to come out and show guys your big punch. You're going to see that early.
Payton got it, then lost it, but Bryant gets it back. And Hamilton with a rebound. Phillips back to Hamilton. And didn't get it. Wallace missed the putback, and now the Lakers outside. Inside now to Shaq. And then Wallace tried to steal it. He came around, he tried to wrap his way around to steal it. And
or you're going to stand behind him. And you have to keep the basket in between you and him. If you go for a steal and don't get it on Shaq.
5 minutes into the game, all of the Laker points have been scored by O'Neal.
There's another one.
And he keeps that alive with 2 more.
See, again, if they allow it, he doesn't want Kobe Bryant beating guys off the dribble, creating havoc.
Here's Campbell, a former Laker.
My.
Beautiful feed to Hamilton.
That's a staple of Larry Brown.
Who's pretty good at setting stuff up out of timeouts. Devin George drops it. You know, one interesting contrast here with the coaches.
Psychologist or house husband. Fortunately, I found something else.
But next year, some of those may be available again if he doesn't come back. Here's Billups driving to the basket to retake the lead for Detroit. Strives and can't get it to drop. Now Fisher underneath. And it's a jump ball, clean block. Hamilton was guarded by Rush. Now Campbell is free. And just before the 24 went off, he puts it in. And under a minute to play, opening period. And Bryant with the steal. Keeps it inbounds, drives, scores.
His pass, Al. I mean, you could see Kobe sneaking up before the pass was even thrown. So pretty easy steal. Not an easy basket that he makes. Kobe Bryant makes the toughest shots look so simple at times.
Ben Wallace is a Shaq-like free throw shooter.
Down late clock situations and then play his defense.
6-second differential. And that gets blocked by Wallace, but they're going to call goaltending.
It was an excellent move. I tell you, goaltending is such a tough call. It really is. You can make a case that that was going up, but it was also over the cylinder.
The Los Angeles Lakers 22-19, and the Lakers lead in the first quarter by Shaquille O'Neal with a total of 11 points.
You know, it's very interesting, Al, because talking to the Piston coaches, that's the one thing they kept saying is that we're going to get our shots. We didn't.
Pressured by Fisher. Shaquille comes away from the basket. Williamson gets the rebound, puts it back in, and the Pistons have the lead again, 27-25.
Yeah,
it's on the shot clock now as they inbound. And then the following year they met again, and Detroit swept Los Angeles.
Wow.
O'Neal.
Again, way too deep, Al. You know,
castor oil for the Pistons.
No, he knows that's a matchup that Detroit cannot handle, and the Lakers have gone to him almost exclusively every possession. And when you look at it, where he's caught the ball, most of them have been.
Billups. And Campbell got the rebound and also, I think, got poked in the eye or hit in the face. As of Hamilton, he still can't get possession for Detroit, though, as Kobe swings it over to a wide-open George for 3. 31 all. Guy is 63.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Campbell to Prince. I guess coaching is like, if there was a 6th and 7th game, it would seem to me as Payton steals it and he has Kobe out in front, and the Lakers take the lead.
Because I think in the finals, it's very difficult. You have two good basketball teams. It's very difficult to beat either one of these teams 3 times in a row.
Payton into Malone. Into Shaq, and Shaq puts it in.
Wow.
Shaquille O'Neal. And 28 points now, 28 of the Lakers' 37 points from the two big guys, and Malone and Payton still haven't scored.
Well, you knew coming into this series that there was no answer from Shaq. Well, the Lakers have already proven that there is no answer for Shaq. What we didn't know is if they
playing their 18th postseason game. O'Neal trying to get it underneath to George and couldn't get it through Campbell. Ticking down to a minute. Williamson.
That's one of the few guys.
He had Garnett for 6 games. So he hasn't scored, but he's always a factor. Stolen by Detroit. Here's Billups. He goes all the way and then drops it off, and the foul is committed here. Comes up with the ball. Now the Lakers should move it back outside because they can run the clock just about all the way down, but Bryant will take it there anyway. They could have taken the clock down to about 2, but Kobe saw the opening.
41 points were either second chance points or off the Pistons turnovers. So they haven't scored much at all in half-court offense.
And that's what Rasheed Wallace can do for you. Foul. Billups. Cute little move underneath, and Detroit is up by 4. Pacers. 7 lead changes, 9 ties, and Detroit with the biggest lead of 5 is Kobe Bryant. Gracefully puts one in at home in the playoffs, 9-0, but they've had some close calls, including the other night when they trailed in the second half to Minnesota as Bryant drives to the hoop.
What he's going to try to do.
Prince outside to a wide-open Billups, who hits it for 3.
You see there where Billups called it out and took his time.
Which told us the day of the Derek Fisher game at practice that morning. He said Derek Fisher is the X factor.
Well,
2 great blocks by Tayshaun Prince. One on Reggie Miller and the other one on Al Harrington in Game 6. Ben Wallace drops one.
He's telling them if you're open, make yourself a threat and take the shot.
5 points for him. And Gary Payton drops it. So that's a 3-pointer for Payton. Here's Wallace again from outside. Big Ben not noted for offense. And of course with 2 on the timer. Now that one goes in. With 2 on the timer, it was Prince from the corner. George, and the foul is on Chauncey.
I mean, this is just desperation, Al. You know, I've always thought the freest time to shoot the ball is when there's 1 second. I can guarantee you that. You know, it's funny. He's going to keep taking it. And he can keep making it, but Shaq's still not coming out.
Underneath, Malone finally scores. So Karl Malone is a 16-footer. O'Neal, slam dunk.
To take it on himself. But again, Shaquille O'Neal has gotten the ball deep all night, and that's the 3rd time the Pistons have tried to go for a steal.
Bryant to O'Neal. Another slam. Bryant, so the 2 big guys have 40. Billups all the way to the rim.
See, Billups likes this matchup, and you can.
Yeah.
And all the way out is a great point. Look where the Lakers are starting their offense, and this is what's been happening all evening long. And this is why they're out of sync. It's
an 8-second differential, and Hamilton went down and is just now getting up in backcourt as Kobe has that one blocked. And when Hamilton went down, it means that as he stayed down there, he's able to score, and he goes down hard again and is so frustrated he's hurt.
Yeah.
Medvedenko into O'Neal now. 8-point lead, and Shaq banks it in. Lakers led by 1 at the half. 58. 4th quarter coming up, and this presentation of the NBA Finals on ABC continues after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Trying to cut down on the Laker possessions from the corner. That doesn't drop from Prince, but that is good to make it 68-58. And Darvin Ham will come back in for Detroit.
And this is how Ben Wallace scores, by attacking the bucket.
Playoffs at home in the 4th quarter and have won, but now down by 10 with under 10 to play. Hunter for 3, 13 points, and Jackson says that's enough for right now. Well, full of drama for 6 months, so why not 2 more weeks? Down by 13. The crowd is stunned. 71-58, 9:47 left in the 4th. Eight and a half left. They work inside again to O'Neal, and Shaq banks it in.
Just the Pistons said it would be.
Williamson misses the jam, but Hamilton is there. has that one blocked.
Way to guard Shaq.
Foul on Williamson. They reset the shot clock at 14. Bryant off balance. O'Neal is there. Gets the bounce. On Detroit.
I mean, this is the downside of putting a smaller guy on Shaquille O'Neal. A long rebound, he can just reach over you like he does and score. Shaq has been very active this evening.
Lakers able to get by San Antonio, but now in jeopardy of losing game one to the Pistons. Shaquille got free enough.
And no help, you know, to stay in this game. That's the only reason right now that the Lakers are in this game.
14 of them for Detroit. And then a big three by Prince. 77-68. A little over 4 to play.
Look at this, one-on-one coverage.
Over Ben Wallace.
Yeah, they're going to live with that. What they're going to say is Shaq.
Bryant one-on-one with Prince. Shovels it underneath, and O'Neal can't handle it. But it's on the end line, and now timeout is called. So the 20, here's the play. Hamilton feeding Wallace, free enough. Over Malone, 79-70. 2:51 remaining in regulation. Timeout LA. 9-point game. ABC Sports, home of the NBA Finals. Gets tripled and then shoves it off to Fisher in the corner. Inside the Malone, and Carl now has 4 points.
That is a huge play.
2.5 to go. Here's Billups. Big one.
See, Billups can get that shot all night far in this game.
22 for Billups. The Pistons have 4 guys in double figures. The Lakers have been a 2-man scoring machine tonight. Way outside. Bryant again. That's a 3.
If it wasn't for second shot.
Wallace. Wow. And when you're defensive dude, that 15-footer. Here's Rush again. Fisher underneath.
Even that was contested.
And Bryant will get 25. Rasheed Wallace with a foul trouble and not play very much in the first half. You'd be in Los Angeles. You'd be facing the vaunted Lakers, and you'd win by about a dozen. What were those odds?
Well, I like what Larry Brown decided to do. Kobe Bryant and Shaq, you score. We're going to defend you, but you can score. We're not going to help, but we're going to shut everybody else down. And that's exactly what the Detroit Pistons did. And now we're no longer talking about bad offense. We're talking about great Detroit Piston defense.
The Detroit Pistons have told the country, hey, by the way, we're here too.